Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, mgrahamsews. This video tutorial is for this Bow Bling by TobiStylx Bag Pattern. Now, Toby designed this to go with the Bella bag, which I will link to the tutorial below in the description, but really you could use this for any bag that you'd like. It's a quick sew, it's really fun, and look how pretty it is. It's so beautiful, I love it. And you could even bling this up by adding some rhinestones here. You can make this from quilting cotton canvases or vinyl as I did, faux leather, anything you want. There's no raw edges at all, so you could really use any materials that you want. It's a really quick make. I enjoyed making this. I think I'll be making more for other bags. I may even make it for my daughter's backpack and just clip it to the back of her backpack because it's really pretty and really cute. You could use it for keychains, anything you want. You need minimal hardware, so just a chain. You do need your materials, and you will need some type of glue. I use a glue gun because it does dry really fast, but you can use any glue you want. You'll just have to wait for the glue to dry before you move on to the next step. That's all. So let's get started making our Bow Bling. So the very first thing you'll want to do is read through the entire pattern. This is important because it'll familiarize yourself with the construction of the Bow Bling so that you'll know what we're doing when you're getting to each step. Now, you'll also want to read through so you can go ahead and prepare all your pieces. So I've already cut my pieces out and I've made the markings that are given in the pattern for where we need to mark. So you'll see my sides here have the marks that are need to be made. I've also cut my little chain to length, so I've gone ahead and done that. Now I use some pliers to pull my chain apart, so you'll probably need some pliers. So I've just put it in this little bag so I don't lose it, and I'm ready to get started. The other thing you'll need is some glue. I do use a glue gun to glue my little bow binder together. You can use any glue you have on hand. I just like the glue gun because it dries really fast and I don't have to wait for it to dry or keep it clamped together until it's dry. So let's get started making our little Bow Bling. So as I was mentioning, you need to draw lines on the sides here using the measurement given in the pattern. Then what you'll do is you'll take some double-sided tape and we'll place it along those lines. On both the pieces, so both the big bow panel and the small bow panel. Just to put this back in the bag. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll move the paper backing from the double-sided tape and we'll fold the edge in to meet that line that we drew. And the double-sided tape is going to help hold it in place. So I'm folding that edge in to meet the line that we made. Just like that. And then you'll have both pieces with the shorter edges that are folded in. So there'll be no raw edges on the shorter edges, and it's easier to see with this light pink one, although it might be easy to see with this one too. So that's what it'll look like. Now we need to take these edges or these panels and we need to fold them in half so that the edges that are folded under, so that where we just folded, meet. So you fold it in half. So here's the edges that we just folded and I'm folding it in half so it'll look like this. And place some clips. Do that for both pieces. Fold it in half so those folded edges meet. So just like that. So see how my folded edges meet here at the top? Now we're going to sew this using the seam allowance given in the pattern. trim your threads. There's the first one. So the second one. Just trim the threads at the same time. All right. Now we're going to clip the corners. Be careful not to clip your threads or your stitching. There we go. Now we will turn these right sides out. So you're going to need a turning tool. And I'm using a vinyl for mine, so I can't take this to my iron and press it. But if you're using a quilting cotton, because we're concealing all the raw edges here, you can take this to your iron and give it a press. I'm going to use some clips just to help hold everything so that I can now top stitch all around all the edges. So now we're going to top stitch all around all the edges. So increase your stitch length to the length you like to use for top stitching. And I'm going to start stitching in the center here, because when we squish these panels to make the little pleat for the bow, it'll kind of hide it when we add the binder. So that's where I'm going to start, because I can back stitch there and it won't be seen. Unless you're using a thread that matches, which I'm not. But if you're using a thread that matches, it's not as important. I just want to make sure that that back stitching is not seen later. Oops. And just continue stitching all the way around till you get back to where you started, and then trim those threads. So far my one piece looks like that. Again, I'm starting in the center so that I can back stitch and you won't see the back stitching. If when you get to the corner you're finding you have to take a smaller stitch length to be able to keep your seam allowance accurate, go ahead and do that. Another thing, if you want to prevent angled stitches, what you can do is when you get to the corner, reduce your stitch length, take one stitch, return your stitch length back to the length you're using, and then turn the corner and stitch to the next corner. And you can do that in every corner, and that'll help prevent the angled stitches in the corners. It's a quick, easy solution. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually take my hand wheel and I'll rock it back, or sorry, rock it forward, sorry, so that it'll catch the bobbin thread. But in a quick fix, that's what I do. I just take the extra stitch in the corner. All right, so there's both our panels, our small and our big bow panel. So that's what they look like. Now what we need to do is we need to fold them to make two pleats. And what you can do is fold it in half. So fold it in half going towards you. So just like that, so that the two edges are towards you and the fold is back. Hold that where the fold is and bring back the top one to the fold, just like this, and bring the bottom one towards the fold. So it looks like that. So one more time. Here's your piece. Fold them so that it comes towards you and you have the two edges coming towards you, but this folded edge is behind. Hold the folded edge with your fingers so it looks like that, so it looks like a little mouth. You're going to bring the top of the mouth, we'll call it, back towards your fingers, just like that, and the bottom of the mouth back towards your fingers, and then add a clip. And I'll show you again with the pink. So here's the pink one. I'm going to fold it to make a mouth. See how my mouth is here, and I'm holding the back where the fold is. Then I'm going to bring the, sorry, I see a thread. Then I'm going to bring the top of the mouth back towards my fingers and the bottom of the mouth back towards my fingers, just like that. So you see how it looks? And I will use a clip to hold it in place, just like that. So that's how these both look, and then we're going to put one on top of the other. So now what we're going to do is take our chain and we're going to go to our glue and we're going to put the small bow on top of the big bow, just like that. So what you can do is remove your clips and you can sort of feed the small bow into the big bow, just like that. So it'll look like that. So I fed in the centers into each other. Make sure it's centered too. And you'll add some glue so it'll stay in place. So we'll put a bit of glue in the center there. It'll stay in place. Then add the chain to the top. So I'm just going to glue mine so you can see. I'm going to pause the camera, I'm going to glue mine, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've got it all glued together and it's just sort of holding it in place for me, just so that I can show you. It's still warm. I actually burnt my finger trying to glue it all together. So what you're going to do now is take your chain, and once you have your pieces glued together, just enough so that they're held together, put your chain over top, and I'm going to try to center mine so that when it hangs, it's centered. Put it on top, and it's going to be kind of tricky, but you can do it. Hang the chain over top just like that. See how I'm holding it with my finger in the center here? I'm holding it in the center. Then you're going to take your binder and you're going to wrap it around and glue it in place, and that'll hold your chain and your bow all together just like that. So I'm going to again go off camera. I'm going to glue the binder on with my chain like this, and I'll come back and I'll show you how it looks when it's all done. Another thing I wanted to add is, you know, the area here that we folded down and we folded down when we first started, those two edges that we folded in, I put them on the same side, so they're both at the bottom of my bow rather than at the top, because when the bow is hanging you'll see the top more. I just like it. I just think it looks a little bit neater and cleaner. So I'm going to go glue that and I'll come back and show you how it all looks. All right, so I've got it all glued together. That's how it looks. So what I did was I put a bit of glue in the middle of the bow binder and I sat it on here and held it in place. Then I flipped this over and I had it on my table. Then I brought the bottom of the binder up and glued it down, and then that held that in place, and I made sure the glue was dry before I moved my finger. Then I placed my chain at the top and I wrapped over the top part of the binder over and glued it down, and that just made it a lot easier. And then I just kind of fluffed my bow out, fixed it up so that it looked how I wanted it to look, and that's how my bow looks. And we can attach that to our bag. You can add this to any bag that you want. I know Toby made this for the Bella bag, but you can add this to any bag you like. It's really pretty, super quick and easy little make. And you can even make it if you want just to add to keychains, even just to have something pretty on your keychain if you want, or hang it anywhere else. They're really cute. And as you saw, really quick to make. You can make this in quilting cotton, canvases, and as you just saw me make mine, in a vinyl. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm looking forward to seeing all your little bow blings on all your bags. Thank you for following along with me. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.